We've got a new ranked season coming up, so time to talk about some of the decks that you should consider playing. Okay, so before we get started, I recorded this yesterday, but here are the details about the ranked season. Okay, so we just got the announcement for the new ranked season, which will be starting on Friday, August 21st at 3 AM UCT, so pretty much Thursday night, in the middle of the night if you're in Europe, or in America it'll be some point in the evening, depending on where you are. So thankfully, this is the big change this season from previous ones, is that it's only 10 ranked games. Thank you. 15 was getting a bit ridiculous. I enjoy the game, but 15 games a day for like however many weeks it was straight, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks straight, was really starting to piss me off. Because there is a certain amount of tilt that happens every day, and yeah, not enjoyable. So 10 is all good. So let's go ahead and talk about the rewards here. So, usual stuff. Here's what you get for the top amount. So top 10,000, you'll get 1 pack of Battle Spirits. Top 5,000, you'll get 1 pack of Battle Spirits and 10 silver. For the top 3,000, you will get 2 packs of Battle Spirits and 10 silver. For the top 1,000, you'll get 3 packs of Battle Spirits and 10 silver. For the top 500, you will get 4 packs of Battle Spirits and 10 silver. For the top 100, you'll get 5 packs of Battle Spirits and 10 silver. For the top 50, you'll get 5 packs of Battle Spirits and 10 gold. For the top 10, you'll get 10 packs of Battle Spirits and 10 gold. And then third place is 15, 20 gold. Second place is 20 packs and 20 gold. And first place is 30 packs, 50 gold, and the Season 8 number 1 title. So again, if you're not Legend yet and you want to be trying to hit these top ranks like top 10, you need to be a Legend at this point. You will not be ranking highly if you're not. So you have a little bit of time. As of the time of this recording, not 100% sure which video this is going to end up being in, so you might not have very much time at all. You can still grind during the season, and you can probably make it if it's only 1 day without Legend in the top 10, and you do well on that day, probably. But yeah, it's gonna be a tight one, I think, this season. It's been a long time since we had 10 game ranked seasons, so with 10 games, every win really matters, and when you're getting 130 points per win, and there's a lot less games to, for people to lose in the top end, it becomes a lot more important. So yeah, those are the ranked rewards. There's the usual stuff where you'll get this nice thing if you end up in the top 10, but the point rewards are also very exciting. So notice it's only 2,500 points, which is really good. The last few seasons it's been 4,800 or so with the 15 ranked games per day. I believe it used to be about 3.8k, 3.5 to 3.8k for everything. 2.5 is really chill. Even though the ranked season is a week long, 2,500 points is like what? Less than, scrolled so far past where I need to, is less than 400 points a day, which is really easy. If you're in Legend, it's happening. If you're in Master, it's happening. If you're in Gold, it's really doable as well. Yeah, so pretty easy there. Right, so let's have a look at what you're getting. For 10, okay, so for 10, 45, 100, 150, 250, 400 and 750 points, you'll get 1 pack of Battle Spirits. For 25, 75, 120, 200, 300, 500, you will be getting Summer Coins, and you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 800 Summer Coins. For 1,000, 1,500 and 2,000, you'll be getting Forbidden Pack tickets. And then at 1,250, you will get the special title. For 1,750, you'll get the special sleeves. And for 2,500, you'll get, I'm not 100%, I think that's the, oh god. You'll get the Ultimate Concord special thing, which I'll show you in a second. And then you'll also get a special Season 8 title. So you'll get this, you'll get this title, Ultimate Concord. And you get the Ultimate Frame, which will look like this. And then these are the sleeves you'll get, and these are, and that is the title, the Hero of Warfare. Also note that this is another Zanachron season, so you will be able to get these sleeves, you'll be able to get the title, and you'll be able to get the 60 whatever. Yeah. So if you've not beat Zanachron yet, try and rank the top 1,000. It's getting to be a little bit more involved to rank in the top 1,000 nowadays on global. I remember at the start of the game, you literally had to play on the first day of the season, and you were in the top 1,000. It was ridiculous. Now it's you have to actually put in a mild amount of effort, which is good. It's good to see that it's a little bit more difficult to get into the top 1,000. So that is the ranked season details. So yeah, right, I'll cut to whatever the hell this video is about. Okay, those are the details. Now let's talk about some of the decks that you should consider playing. So I am using GameWith. If you don't know what this website is, I'll leave a link to it in the description, but it's a really, really good resource for new players, or if you're looking for example lists, if you're not 100% sure how to build something, if you just want a good place to start, this is a really good place. I don't think they do the best lists on the planet. In fact, I think some of their lists can be pretty jammy and janky, but as a baseline for just something to start with and then iterate on, they're really, really good. And whilst they hit or miss sometimes on their tier lists, I'm just going to be discussing decks, so that's all good. Anyway, with that preamble out of the way, now that you know that the rank season's starting tomorrow, what should you take? Well, first, we've got the classic red battle spirit, and if you had this built before, there really isn't a great need for you to build one of the new decks, unless you want to, of course, and you want to play something new. Otherwise, you can kind of just do whatever you want. It's not a big deal, because red battle spirits is still really, really good. So as you can see, they still rate red battle spirits as a 9.5 out of 10. And personally, I think their number rankings are a little bit screwy, but yeah. Red Battle Spirits is still really strong. Fundamentally, Golem Summoning is such a powerful card. Seagull Nova is such a powerful card. The removal that Red has access to for the price of it is really good. So yeah, this is absolutely still a very, very viable deck. However, if you don't have it built, don't worry, there are options. In fact, as you will see, literally every colour is viable at the moment. So that's amazing. Right, next, I've got purple. This was my personal favourite deck of the since the game came out, basically. It's still really good. This is their list. By the way, don't worry, whilst I won't have them out in time for this ranked season, hopefully for next ranked season, I will try to get out showcases on most of the decks in the format. I can certainly promise red, purple, and blue, those and green as well. I can promise those 4. Yellow and white, we'll see, but definitely those 4 I can promise. So anyway, this is the tried and tested Yami build. It is incredibly good. It's really just fantastic value. It's once the deck gets going, as long as they don't lose the early game, then you just steamroll from there, and unless you misplay, you should be fine. A thing to consider with this deck is it is highly opening hand dependent. That is, if you do not if you're not playing on curve for the first 3 turns, you're probably going to lose because you're going to fall way too far behind. And if you lose your Phoenix early on, you're probably going to lose as well, because that's a really big deal. You lose access to your removal, which is what makes you so threatening. So it is something to consider. This deck you can get screwed. You can just get RNG screwed for a day, and that could ruin your chances for the season. It is what it is. This is definitely the deck I have the most experience with, and I enjoy a lot. And it is very much still viable. 100% totally viable. So another solid option here. You can see Game With rank. This is also a 9.5 out of 10. Personally, I think it's a little better than red. I think it's a little better than red, but I don't know. I'm biased as well. They're pretty much on the same level. Next, we've got a new contender for the best deck. Mono blue Battle Spirits, and oh my god, blue came in with some spice. So one thing to keep in mind is this deck is incredibly expensive at 51,000 dust. My god, you go through and you count the legendaries in this deck. You need Lolo, you need Platona, you need Alex, you need Alexander, you need Enrico. It's a lot of legendaries. But what do you get for that? You get a damn good deck. It's good. It's bloody good. And the thing is, if you already have the Platonas, which you will, we got given them for free. If you already have the Alexes, which is fairly likely. If you already have the Lolos, which is also fairly likely. And if you already have the Enricos, which is also a possibility, if you built the Enrico deck in the last format, then all you really need is the Alexanders, and that's pretty manageable. If you're building this from scratch, I would say no, build something else. If you look at the cost on purple, for example, that's about 10,000 dust cheaper, and it's pretty much just as good, if not better. We don't know how good this deck really is. It is the start of the format, but from the testing I've done, it's strong, and I will say that it lets you just auto-farm basically every stage in the game really easily. Certainly from the testing I've done, I haven't had any like bad win rates. I think the worst is on Summerfest 19, which is like it loses 1 in like 10 games maybe, something like that. 1 in 7 to 1 in 10 games. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Can't complain about that kind of ratio. So highly recommend giving this one a go as well. More of a whaling deck, or if you've been saving for a long time, but another really great option. Then we've got yellow. This is the Angela yellow build. You can find all of these decks again on the Game With website. You can see they literally are here. They're literally here. You can just click them. And what the hell just happened to my browser? Anyway. Yellow again got another phenomenal buff. Now this is a wonky ass deck to play, and I'll say practice with it before you take it into ranked, because it's a little weird, but yeah, I mean, yellow again, they were pretty good before. With this boost they are pushed up to that very, very solid tier 1, can hang with the big boys category. They're good, they're damn good, and yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a really strong deck. I'm not really sure what else to say. This is the Angela variant. There's like another one which is more Kathleen focused. There's another one which uses both. We don't know what's best at the moment. The Angela variant seems to be the most abusable though, because you can do stuff like bring out a Noble Knight from your deck, which is not fair. Where you can just kind of just fetch everything. You have access to this base minion, which just brings 3 things back, which is totally fair. Yeah, some really, really powerful tools, and the deck is not too expensive at 34,000 dust. Not cheap, but not too expensive. So another very solid option if you want to play yellow. If you want to play green, well, you can play tree. You can definitely play tree, and there are options for that. Really, the only thing I mean, you can just kind of just play your tree deck as it was before, using the new rabbit minion, the new parrot minion, and I think the new 3 cost as well, the one grabbing an apple. I think that's pretty much the major updates you add into the deck. Oh, and also the legendary 6-drop. That's what I've seen people playing, but if you want to play the Battle Spirit variant, this is what is currently being used. It's good. I mean, it's good. Basically, you just shut out your big thing. This is a ridiculously threatening card. You know, it's just your new Tree Walker, basically. You know, very, very scary if they can't just instantly delete it, and they shouldn't be able to, because you'll have Mega Bisons and things. So yeah, another very solid option, which I recommend. Again, not too expensive. So there's something for green players, and indeed I think there will be 2 things for green players, because I think this is tree. So there's also tree, which you can play, and which I guess you should, because we all got given tree for free. So if you haven't built anything yet and you just want to use tree for as long as it's viable, then use tree, because all you need is to craft 1 more Platona, and that's literally it. Going off the Game With list here. Now this is basically looks untouched since the last format. There are definitely things you can add in that make the deck go a lot faster. 100% go a lot faster. Like, for example, I don't think you're running Flamingo anymore. I don't think you are. I think you're running the core generating Rabbit. Seems a lot better. But yeah, I'll when I do my showcase on green, I'll go into in green Tree Walker, the updated version. I'll show that off in more detail. But yeah, absolutely, tree is still viable. It's strong. You rest a board, you smash face. Fundamentally, unless they swoop something in, you're just going to win. So yeah, and finally, mono white, which is probably the weakest deck in tier 1. Still tier 1 though. which is obviously really good as well. You have so many scary big game, late game options. This is a Woden based deck, but you can pretty much just run any of the big white stuff you have, and it's scary. Like Strike Whelm Leo is really scary, you can just kill. Like, yeah, basically anything really. You can kind of just do what you want. So those are some options for some decks that you can play in the new ranked season. What do I think is best? Well, I feel like Red Battle Spirits is still going to see the most play, and that's simply because, well, so many people already have it. It was already the most played deck before. They didn't nerf it, they just buffed other stuff, so there was no reason to really stop playing it. And the AI is kind of stupid. It doesn't really Phoenix Cannon as it should. It'll tend to attack into the 4 costs, into the 4 health, and bring down 3, so they can't Phoenix Cannon. So in that sense, Phoenix Cannon is a really bad card for the AI to use. I mean, kind of makes sense why. I guess they nerfed it like that because they didn't want, you know, no one to be running those kind of things. But anyway, so I think this will see the most play still. Could probably still get first place. Very, very plausible. However, I am most excited to see what blue does, because damn, this deck is fun to play. It's really satisfying just mill your whole opponent out repeatedly. They just can't do anything. It's great. However, I do not look forward to playing against this deck on the ranked ladder because it's really annoying to play against. That's kind of the whole deal. Anyway, that is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like on the video. Please comment your thoughts on what deck you think is going to be taking first place on Global or on JP. Please subscribe to the channel, and please join my Discord server. There is a link in the description, and also join the Zenonzard official Discord server, which I am also the owner of now. So that's a thing that has happened. Right, thanks again, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.